Wild runs at 30. Breath of the Wild got crippled for some
Except
reason.
for the Korok Forest. Korok Forest runs at 3 frames per second.
It loses a 0. Amazing.
The Master Sword is too gorgeous. It can't handle the rendering.
All right, game 1, losers finals. Super Dan against EarlofM. Super Dan losing in winners finals to Ned, 3-1. Earl making his run. Not the longest run, only 2 games. He lost in winners to Dan?
Dan.
This is the run back, yeah.
In that set, we saw 2 games of Crom and 2 games of Ken for EarlofM.
Masters was on yours. Do not adjust your screen. This is not an error.
We haven't had a Shoto player in Chicago really since this game came out.
Now, Spidey moved away and probably wouldn't be playing Ryu anyway. Earl hasn't been playing Ryu. We haven't had anything of the sort. Also, Earl had the best tag ever, Kenjamin.
Kenjamin. It's a good tag, but that was also a pretty good roll, read, and good positioning from Dan as he gets the up smash KO.
Dan is like the master of making the most with the least. He's very proficient in the moves that he uses with Mario, but like after 50%, he sticks to like 6 options total. And like his entire kit for most of his games against characters like swords, basically.
Well, Mario has a pretty
linear
linear not in a bad way. It's just he can make a lot happen with a little. And those also happen to be his safest options. But okay, that was a really nice side B swords dance. What was it called again? I forgot. Dolphin Slash? No, that's
Dancing
not
Blade?
Dancing Blade, thank you. Why couldn't I think of that? On the left side.
I didn't think what you were talking about. You said Dolphin Slash, and I was almost like, bouncing fish? There's no sheep. Like, I was confused. My brain is not doing word association very well here at midnight on a Wednesday.
I miss the floppy fish. Remember when we all called it floppy fish for like a year? You remember that, Jacob? Yeah.
That was amazing.
Good times.
That was back when we had Mario Supreme and Mario Surprise running around our scene.
Mario Supreme. Good times.
It was almost November. All right, Dan with pretty hefty lead here. Earl's just, I think he has a hard time with this particular matchup a lot of the time with Lucina because Dan just is very good at spacing. And if your opponent outspaces you in ways that prevent you from getting your actual kill moves to connect, you get to live to 130 per stock, which he did the first and second stocks. There's a good chance he will again. If we get that far, as he goes for a ride.
That's not going to KO at this point. You need to get the reset on the platform in order for it to KO.
That's
on Pokemon Stadium, too.
I feel like I'm required by law as a commentator to see the red sparks come out and try to get a little hype for it.
Oh, yeah.
It could happen.
Ooh, okay, that was a really scary sequence, but everyone's living. Dodging the cape, dodging the flood, all that crazy nonsense on the side, but this is almost a lap on the part of Dan. And then, yeah, Earl just kind of threw his hands up as soon as he knew he fast fell too far.
He fast fell and put an aerial at the same time, so he had never had a chance to end lag to get the upgrade.
Rip the dream, but Earl's Lucina will fall down in game 1. Dan, by the way, looking to three-peat Ignitions if he wins this. 3 in a row.
I missed last week.
Yeah, I actually missed the past couple, but I was talking to Dan about it before. He said he's won the last 2, including a win or 2 over Ned.
Thank you, NPC Tom, for filling me in. As you know how I live my entire life, I'm convinced that all people are NPCs specifically designed to help guide me through my video game experience. So if I'm not in a place, it never happened unless I'm informed of it.
Unfortunately, NPC, I understand your logic, but that's become like a derogatory term.
Yeah, I hate that. That shouldn't be derogatory. NPCs need love too.
You're not wrong. Anyway, these other 2 NPCs are playing on Lilac Cruise, the most NPC of stages. See, I used both definitions at once, somehow, kind of. But this is a good place for Mario to get some of these combos going. And I already see 3 up airs.
You did it, and I'm sad that you did it.
And that one's going to get it done.
I don't know how to feel about this counter pick, because this is Earl's counter pick. I think he was just trying to throw Dan a little bit off his comfort zone. Wacky stuff can happen on Lilac, but this is a smaller stage, and people don't seem to realize that. But of our legal stages, specifically in Illinois, and what I think is getting closer and closer to just being a pretty standard 8-stage list, Smashville is your smallest. Lilac's really your second smallest in terms of like blast zones, what you can do off of the platform, surface area. So if Mario takes you for a ride with up airs at 70, you're not coming back down.
Yeah, it's hard. And it's hard to even reset to the ledge on this stage because, you know, it's Lilac and tilts sometimes. Okay, that was a...
I love him
hold
going
up B.
for it, and it was really smart of Earl to be like, hey, Dan, I've played you enough to know I'll die here if I don't up B immediately.
Right. And this ledge trap is continuing on the part of EarlofM. He gets a 4-tilt for his trouble, and that's not quite enough to take his stock. I thought he might finish it off here, but okay. Dancing Blade, the move that I remember the name of, gets it done.
Earl needed that Dancing Blade to kind of bring himself back into this game, because Dan running away with the set a little bit in terms of momentum. Earl had that unfortunate SD at the end of game 1, but he was behind in that game regardless. Dan has just been playing very well around a lot of Earl's spacing up until this stock when I started talking about this.
And you know, Earl here is not allowing Dan to even escape to these platforms in this whole sequence. He was playing this like it's Final Destination with a couple of just obnoxious things floating on top of it.
Well, one thing that Lucina does have on Lilac Crew is when you are edge guarding somebody, if they try to escape to the platform, you can actually just dash back up tilt and cover most of that platform they try to escape to. But Dan,
Earl had the escape from that. He had the escape from the up smash, but I think he wanted to try to like dare it from a safe angle or something, and it just didn't work out. Not entirely sure what the sequence was.
Earl missing that tipper by frames. And now,
Yeah.
Lilac
Reset on the platform.
That wasn't even a reset. They just both landed on platform, and he was like, oh, neat, and just took him up.
It's Mario, baby.
Mario's really cool, actually. Big Mario fan.
Why will people complain about Mario? People complain about Yoshi, but Yoshi just does 90% when he combos you.
Yoshi's toxic.
Mario kills you.
Yoshi spreads bad messages to our children like they don't have to pay their taxes.
Drink. Someone made a tax fraud joke. Drink water. Stay hydrated, kids. It's a Wednesday.
Realizing where you are in real time. It's a talent.
I have a bottle of tea that's filled with water. It is a Wednesday, and this is a PG-13 stream.
Drink. I'll pause. Water.
Oh, but wait a minute. What is this?
Let's
Wedding
go.
Day Marth. This
is the battle for the bride. You are witnessing like a really bad B movie.
I feel like every matchup in this game is some kind of bad B movie, but hello, nurse!
Yeah.
Nothing bad about that.
Marth is really strong when you hit those tippers. Don't be there. It's pretty much the advice you have to like play around with Marth. Marth statistically with like actual results in tournaments, when you go like, all right, you know, won a major, you know, top 8 at a major, like a super major, like, you know, top 8 at a regional, like all the way down the list.
Like the Barnard's Loop lists.
Yeah, so like Marth's results are equivalent to like Huff and K-Rool. Like, it's bad. He's at the very bottom because anybody who would play Marth is just playing Lucina. But that doesn't make the character bad. And tippers are really good.
But that tech was non-existent. You gotta hit those.
He neutral air dodge through the back air too.
It's a little misleading sometimes on that super jump punch because it's multiple hits. You don't necessarily know when you're supposed to tech it. But Dan is now like on a crazy run ever since that stock was deleted. I believe Earl was at like 8%. He's got like one combo to his name since that point.
Well, he had one offstage chance and then he got popped off the side. Can Marth's Dancing Blade actually have like a tipper hit of it that will
Yeah,
kill?
it's just next to impossible to hit.
Okay. That's literally what he needs.
Look at that. It popped out again.
People are like, oh, Marth needs something? That's what he needs. Just make it so that specifically Dancing Blade will tipper more consistent.
And he's dead. Okay, you double jumped in, and Dan read you the whole way down.
That was your chance to get him right back. Or you can just tipper him in there. That'll explode you at that percent. Marth is,
I think Lucina's Nair would have killed at that point anyway. That's the thing about this character, that the reason players don't pick Marth. Oh, okay, so you make sure you don't die. Marth's tippers kill about like 5 or 6% earlier than Lucina's strong hits.
it's a little more than that, but like...
Well, unlike F Smash, but...
Marth is so situational that you don't want to...
Ooh, that's not a good trade!
Yeah, that's not the trade you want. Dan throwing out the fair, and he's going to take 3-0. These have actually been quick sets. We had the 3-0 in semis, there was a 3-0 in quarters, there was a 3-0 in losers finals, and now we're going to get Ignition 199 Grand Finals. Dan coming through losers. Sorry, Super Dan coming through losers. Is now going to get his run back.
I think it's specifically
Armada's Ned.
with back air. So